Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D. It's coming from that way, but the sun is setting, and I will be your vitamin D today. My friend, welcome to the Godzillionaires Club. And today, I just want to share with you my time at Fort Peck. And today is the last night because tomorrow I gotta go in town. Remember that UPS story that I told you about? When you travel, you can, pick a nearby. Oh, I thought it was a flying object. You can pick a nearby USPS location and then have it shipped to the location. You go there, you pick it up with your ID, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's what I found out. And the other thing I found out during the time when I was here, remember those dots, the stars, and I was talking about? Well, somebody told me they were satellites. So, satellites instead of UFO. Come on, man! But the shooting star was amazing. But this video today, I've been kind of like, not sad, but it's kind of like, because for the last couple of days, I've been hanging out with Gina and Mike. They are the camper, but they're pretty much like right next door. And the night, I met some of their friends, Linda and Jim. And the first day, the first day when I met them, my car battery died, and Charlie, not Michael, and because I only met Charlie once when he came over and helped, and his wife Susie, and I got his name mixed up in the last video because when I first met Mike and Gina, he introduced me as Paul, and I was confused, but the whole story. But they went home today, and like for the last couple of days, we were just like out here just talking about, we share our lives, our values, and just having a couple of beers. They took me out for on a boat ride, and they kind of showed me around the area of Fort Peck, and I had a great time. And I gave Mike and Gina my bipolar poet, and eventually, once I get everything set up, one of my wishes is that have them come to the event, and Gina and Mike say they adopted me as their adopted son. What? Why? Well, because every time when I talk to them, and they're a little bit younger than my parents' age, like 5 or 10. I think it's around 5. I'm bad with numbers, right? But the reason is, like, Mike, he's very similar to my dad. He fixes everything and he makes them better, okay? And he's always constantly on the move. And then with Gina, it's kind of just like she's very loving, the motherly love, and then always cleaning. And they have their pet River. Oh, I can never forget River. River it's their pet, and she is like a big lizard. She's adorable. Like, boy and her, they get along. They still haven't got that bond yet, but they're okay with each other. But I gave Mike and Gina the bipolar poet, and because I feel like every people or every person that I go on this journey and I meet, that I consider to be friends or somebody that I would like to see in the future. I'd like to stay in contact with them. So we exchange number, and we'll stay in touch. It's kind of sad because I gotta continue my journey. They gotta go back home and do their thing. They are really hard-working people. They like to have fun. Like, they come out here for just to get away from work and camp, just like I am. COVID-19. However, right before they left, and like I said, a lot of people in this area, including, Gina and Mike, they gave me this book, The Valley of Vision. So, we were talking about we talk for the last couple of days. We pretty much talk about everything from spirituality, life, politics, personal values, personal belief. Pretty much, we were open about everything. And they are very God is their savior. And I shared them my story, how I believe that the Buddha and the Thai self, the journey of the inner journey, and we came to a conclusion that God is love is how we look at it. But in this book, I only read a couple of pages so far, but it's all poetry, and it matches with what I gave them. So when I read it, I get it. It's kind of like, I really like it a lot, because for Gina, she gave this to me. She said, it's her morning affirmation, and their friends, we had a couple of drinks with their friends as well, and Linda is Jim's wife, and they're good friends with Mike and Gina. But she's into the esoteric, the meditation, the affirmation. So it's really nice when you go out there. I thought only people on the internet do that, but you meet people in real life, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. But this poetry, the first couple of pages that I've read, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's like the Thai self, believing that there is a higher power. Some call it the universe. Some call it, the God. Some call it, the supreme being, the one. However you want to put it, but just knowing that there is something higher, the power of meditation, the power of prayers. Because a lot of I've only read 4 or 5 of them, but pretty much that we are not above, there is something above us, and we have to focus on the good, and kind of like we're sinner. But if we recognize that now we're sinners, but then if we recognize that we're sinners and that there's something beyond that, then it's then we can head in a better direction. The journey of thyself is the same way. You're continuously improving yourself to be better. It's just different interpretation, but in my opinion, they're all the same.
What do you mean, bro? You really confused, bro. Are you really confusing me, bro?
So, just a quick recap here. My time here at Fort Peck, and met great people, and the journey continued. Even though the whole day I was just in the car with Boy, and trying to catch up with what's going on with the market and stuff like that, and kind of spend time alone today. But then I was like, oh, it's so quiet. They're not here anymore. Okay, my friend, so I guess the takeaway for this journey, sometimes you will go on a journey, you meet great people, and you're like, oh, now we have to depart. But in life, I believe in faith, because my first impression was we don't even have to exchange number, because I believe in the thing that I do. 5 or 10 years, they're gonna watch my video, because I made, that's the reason why I made shout out videos for people that I've met along the road. Whether I see them or not in 10 years from now, I hope I do, but eventually my video is kind of like a shout out to them. And my intention was okay, I didn't plan on giving them a book. I didn't plan on exchanging numbers. I was just okay, it's just a casual kind of meeting, and then we just kind of grew from there. We became friends, and yeah. So, and they adopted me. So the journey continues, and if you are on a journey, just know that you will meet great people out there. I'm pretty sure I haven't run into any bad people yet, because if people don't want to talk to me, I get it, then I just leave people alone. But the people that want to create friendship, just normal conversation, eventually you're going to, have that bond with people. And sometimes when you continue your journey, you miss them. But then at the same time, keep going, because that is the whole point. You keep going, you meet great people. And my purpose is to travel around the United States and just explore, because I love nature, and so far the journey is amazing. So my friend, make a video. Have you ever meet a stranger or have you ever meet a stranger or strangers, and you feel like, wow, I want to be here. I feel so connected to these people. It's like they're fun. We have the same values, and it's fun. So if you ever been somewhere new, somewhere outside of your city, and you feel like, and you met people that you can click with, so make a video, and let me know. Hashtag #GotZillionaires. Much love, my friend. And don't forget morning affirmation.